The last time I performed in this space, I was invited here to offer a performance as part of a celebration of life events for a couple who were murdered in Sedona, and the person who they believe who murdered them was a veteran. I didn't have any idea of how I was going to work with that because I had no experience with that kind of thing. I reached out to a friend of mine who was a Hector Aristizabal, who was a Colombian torture survivor, and I asked him to sort of help me wrap my head around how to work with this. Hector shared that, first of all, there has to be a process of grieving and really allowing oneself to grieve. So this is my mask of grief. And then he said, a period of self-compassion has to take place. And this is my compassion mask. And after that, he said, then the celebration has to happen. And the celebration of life. This is my celebration mask. After that, I got invited to do a piece for the World Peace Dance. And I started doing some investigation about veterans. I read a statistic that 22 veterans commit suicide every day. And that, kind of messed up my head. Why are they doing that? And I knew that Tom was a veteran, so I reached out to him to sort of start to plan for this World Peace Dance performance. Tom started by sending me some poems.
And that started to bring me out again. I had been through a program with the VA, cognitive behavioral therapy, and that got me over some hurdles. It gave me some tools to be able to recall and actually stay with some of the experiences till I could understand them. And one of them was what it was to be a veteran. I want to read you Soldier for All Seasons.
And I'll offer my soldier mask.
Soldier for all seasons. I must get closer to the bone, cut deep, not stay my hand, so you can understand the anguish of the soldier in the sand. It was my choice, my heart's desire, so please don't get me wrong. When I heard the call to arms, I gladly went along. Yet, I want to blame the ones who sent me, made me feel like damaged goods. I want them to feel the horror of the soldier in the woods. I fought my war for freedom, to keep the home fires safe. I came back from Vietnam to find I had no place. I want America to know combat did not break my will. In the end, it was the sadness of the soldier on the hill. A soldier's family knows too well the grief that has been sown. They stand beside but cannot touch the soldier home alone. When you raise the call to war, no matter what the reasons, in the end you break the heart of the soldier for all seasons. So that brought me into the grief stage. And then there were some requests Pash made. I think one of them was about how do you walk? How does a soldier move? How does he handle the gun? And she also asked for some pictures. So I went on the web looking for some pictures and looking at some of my old pictures. And this brought up a lot of rage when I saw all those pictures and started going through them and sending them to Pash. So I want to perform a poem called Battle Rage.
And this is my mask of rage.
Battle Rage. This rage, I can't really measure. Goes on forever, can't contain it, can't make it stop, can't see the end. This fugitive sample of combat survival can't be buried. I'm always harried by this rage. This rage kept growing when you said, welcome home, instead of, we're sorry. We didn't know about the death of tenderness, the killing, the price paid, and this rage you won't accept in me, a soldier you sent to hold your honor in sacred trust, and so disguised the violence as valor. You reveled in my bravery, now demand I hide my frailty and this rage. That poem got around and I was invited to be part of the World Peace Dance. And with each rehearsal, I felt a healing begin. Pash came upon the name the piece, the dance, ritual healing. And I began to understand that ritual healing, that alternative part, was just absolutely necessary. I realized there was a lot of shame because, well, in Vietnam it was about body count. Our mission was to kill people. And there's just that complete, we'll call it moral injury now. And so I had to really understand that shame. And this poem is actually a prose. It's written by Anthony Swafford, who wrote Jarhead, and that was made into a movie about the soldiers in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
And this is my shame mask.
A man fires a rifle for many years. Then he goes to war. And afterwards, he turns the rifle in at the armory, and he believes he is finished with the rifle. But no matter what else he might do with his hands, love a woman, build a house, change his son's diaper, his hands remember the rifle. The performance of the World Peace Dance came at a time when I was in the final edit of my book, Secret Choices, and I was procrastinating, delaying, and I knew that there was so much of myself in that book, so much truth. It's a novel, but I told my story in that book about coming home from war and what performing with Pash on stage in front of the community or the village, it released me to publish that book. I went public with my shame, my pride and fear.
This is the
transformation.
Vulnerability mask. And this is the scar or the wound.
That's the beginning. Once you're able to hold all that pain and joy and shame and anger within you, you have to open up and be vulnerable to the reactions of the community. I had to show them my scar and how much it hurt. They didn't have to do anything, just to witness. There it is, this is what happened. And then I felt their compassion. Nobody really hated me, no one wanted to put me in front of a tribunal. They understood. And this was a huge, huge, huge part of healing. So the alternative methods and practices for healing mental health are, I'm so glad, becoming a part of the mental health community. I feel we're part of the community now because of that. And I have a last poem. It's titled Transformation.
And this is our transformation mask.
This This is what it's all about, what we want to bring about. I tremble, the winds of change howl. I reach for solid ground, there is none. I surrender to the rumbling, tumbling terror of transformation. Transformation. This is what it's all about, what we want to bring about.